Good morning. For those of you who don't know, my name is Maya Karen. I run a fashion blog called Classically Kept. It does feature luxury, contemporary, and how to style, and now natural hair care and hair care topics. So if you are into any of those things, please consider subscribing to my channel. Click the notification bell. That way you will never miss a video. So whenever I do these Q&A videos, I love doing them. But in the beginning, I always want to take the time out to thank new subscribers, old subscribers, OGs. Without y'all, it would not be possible. If y'all hear someone talking, that is David. He's loud when he is on the phone. He's getting ready to get up and go to the warehouse. But I just want to say a huge thank you. I know some of my views may be a little bit more conservative or a little bit more traditional than most, but I appreciate y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the questions. This is not in any particular order. It's just how they show up on my feed or in my YouTube studio. What is your current hair care regimen, including products currently in use? How often do you need to moisturize your hair? What is your skincare routine, and which products are you in love with? So my current hair care routine is very simple. Whenever it comes to my hair care routine, I try to keep it as simple and as natural as possible. For me personally, I find that my hair thrives when I leave it alone. Okay, so starting out with wash day, I wash my hair every 2 weeks. Currently, I am using the Root Revive from Amanera Naturals, and all of this stuff will be linked. I actually interviewed this CEO, amazing woman, on my podcast. I will link that down below. I love this because it will clarify my hair, or it will cleanse my hair without stripping. So then after that, when it comes to a deep conditioner, I am using the Amanera Naturals Moisture Miracle for deep conditioner. If I want to make it natural, if I want to keep it natural, I use Mbunu. And I love the Mbunu DIY because it is so simple. All you need is water and the slip. The slip is amazing, which is going to bring me to the other one. It's going to be the Tangle Slayer. If you are not a DIY girly, that's fine. Mbunu is a great deep conditioner. It also helps with your scalp, but because of the mucilage and the slippage, it is also a great detangler. If you are not a DIY girly, again, Amanera Naturals Tangle Slayer, it has amazing slip as well, okay? So that's basically when it comes to hair care during my wash day. Now, when we start talking about styling, you guys know that during my chebe journey, I was probably say about 50-50 keeping my hair stretched. In 2024, I learned that keeping my hair stretched helped me retain length, but also cut down on tangles and single strand knots. So typically on the cool setting, I will use my Rev Air, and I've been doing a jumbo twist. During that, I was using the Dara Body Works chebe grease. And then I have also started using the Dara Body Works chebe oil. If you are a DIY girly, I will link it down below. I have made my own chebe oil. And then a company by the name of chebe reached out to me, and you can see that this is almost gone, that they also have their own chebe oil as well. Okay, now, within that same hair company, chebe, they do have a length retention. This is a leave-in conditioner that I have been using on my hair and on London's hair. And then also with that same company, this is the Nourishing Buttercream. I did not tape it, but I did use this in the leave-in for my mini twist install. And then for laying my edges, I have the Curls Control Blueberry Paste. I will link all of this down below. Now, my skincare routine, when I tell y'all my skincare routine is basic, it is basic. I have the CeraVe face wash. I have Nivea. I have the Shea Moisture. It's like an SPF 30. And then recently, I went to an opening for a spa, and they gave me, I believe it's PCA, and I'll put all of this right here. There is like an exfoliating, and then there's like something for hyperpigmentation, but I use those every other day. My skincare is very basic. With the current products that I have, I need to moisturize my hair every 4 to 5 days. Can you tell us what you do for work besides your YouTube channel, please? Sure. So by trade, I graduated from college with a bachelor's in biology. Go Spartans. I went to Norfolk State University, and then I went directly into insurance. I stopped in 2023. That was my last contract. I am a commercial adjuster. So for instance, you have a restaurant called Bob's Burgers. A hurricane comes through and it damages your restaurant. I am the desk adjuster that is going to handle your claim. Congratulations. Thank you. What is your favorite way to wear your hair? My favorite way to wear my hair is either in jumbo twist or in mini twist, which I'm going to start going back to. I missed them during my chebe journey. And then just to wrap up, I will have my bouffant right here, and then it will be the classic crown. I will link how to do both of those down below. Was it hard for you to stay patient while going through your growth journey, and how did you manage it? It wasn't hard for me because when I started going natural, I had already started doing my research, but I had already prepared myself mentally knowing that there was going to be a learning curve. I don't care if you do a big chop. I don't care if you transition and chop gradually like I did. There is going to be a learning curve. Everybody has an awkward phase. And then and I believe you said, how did I maintain it, or how did I manage it? Just through trial and error. For instance, I tried wash and goes. We are just not friends. I've tried not okra, but I've tried flaxseed gel. I've tried DIY. I've tried commercial. We're not friends. So really just trial and error. Now, if you're talking about how did I manage mentally, when you choose to go on this journey, you cannot care what other people think. I've said it before and I will continue to say it. How you feel about your hair, and really anything in life, how you feel about your hair is how you are going to treat it. If you do not love your hair, if you do not like your hair, if you do not respect your hair, you're going to treat it as such. Hey, congratulations on this wonderful milestone. Thank you. What day hair is your favorite? I'm going to say first day hair, especially when I use the Rev Air on the cool setting and I do those jumbo twists. They are so fluffy and so big. I love big hair. Congratulations. Thank you. You are an inspiration. What is your take on oils in our hair? Do you use oils on your scalp? Okay, so I hate to keep bringing this company up, but I need to get my point across, or to give my opinion. My opinion when it comes to oil on the scalp, I think you have to be very careful about what you are using on your scalp. So in 2023, when the My Rosemary Hair Mint Oil went viral, I tried it. It absolutely tore my scalp up, okay? So when I went back to Target and I saw that Camille Rose also had a rosemary oil, tried that, tore my scalp up. I personally believe that it had nothing to do with the rosemary, because I looked at both of those ingredients and there was sweet almond oil in it. And that was the third and fourth product that I personally tried that had sweet almond oil in it. I tried Win, and then I tried the knockoff Win back in college, tore my scalp up. I think if you understand what each oil can do for your hair and for your scalp, I don't have an issue with it. So after 2023 and 2024 on my chebe journey, I was not putting anything on my scalp because I needed to let my scalp heal and I needed to let my scalp breathe. I did, and I will link it down below. I did do a video talking about the Divi hair scalp oil. I absolutely love that, and I love it because it is water-based. Also, when I was doing the boycott in supporting small local hair care companies, I also did another one called the Curly Elixir, I believe, from Karen of Curl House. I will link that down below. I'm loving that as well, and it is also water-based. I think we need to understand what it is that we are using in our hair. I'm also going to assume that you are referring to, I think it's BCG, Black Girl Curls, with the no oils and the no butters. I think that the way that they approached it and the lack of response is where oils are getting a bad rap. I do also want to say to you that oils are, most of them, or the ones that we typically use, are a sealant. You can't just put oil on your hair and then expect for it to be moisturized. Are you reading or watching anything right now? And if so, what is it? So currently I am reading with London. We do 30 for 30. We read 30 minutes separate and then we come together and read for 30 minutes. I am reading a book about storytelling, how to become a better speaker and how to become a better storyteller. I am currently binge watching on Netflix, A Different World. Do you work in addition to your YouTube channel? I do not. So in 2023, that was my last independent adjuster contract. I am currently full-time. Do I attend church? No, I do not. I was raised Christian. My husband is a part of NOI. I go to the mosque occasionally, but every Sunday I'm not in church. Congratulations, Maya. Thank you. You love your channel and so well deserved. My question is related to fashion. What are some fall or winter staple clothing items to keep your closet well put together? So for me, I have a couple, and I've talked about this before, whether it's winter fall, spring, or summer. I call them outfit uniforms or uniform outfits. It's something that you can go into your closet. You might be in a rush or you might not be feeling yourself that day, but you need to get dressed and you need to look put together. So when it comes to fall and when it comes to winter, I have a couple of outfit uniforms or uniform outfits. The very first one, because I'm always cold, you will always see me in a sweater dress. I absolutely love sweater dresses. They are classic, they are warm, they are cozy. You throw on shoes, earrings, and a purse, and you're out the door in a coat if it's that cold. The next one is going to be a turtleneck and a pencil skirt. It is classic. I don't care what anyone says, turtlenecks are sexy. And then really I swap that out for a blouse. And then the next one is going to be a sweater set. Every time I wear that green sweater set from Zara, y'all absolutely love it. I would probably say because I do not wear pants, I wear skirts and dresses. I would say that if you love to wear pants, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I would say is get a pair of high-waisted pants, also get a pair of wool pants. But those are my staples. That's what's in my closet. And of course, you can pick from different things, but typically for winter and fall, that's what you're going to see me in. Before you became a YouTuber, what was your dream job/career? So as I said before, I was an independent adjuster. When it comes to commercial work, I would contract myself out. Now, when I was little, my dream job was to be a ballerina. Congratulations. Thank you. What are your tried and true products, shampoo, conditioner, leave-in, and moisturizer that you regularly use for hair maintenance? And I believe I answered that question with all of those products. Like I said, they will be linked down below. All of the products that I just mentioned, I absolutely love. Do you have any children? If so, what hair changes did you experience during this time? So as far as hair changes, I know people talk about postpartum shedding. I did not experience that. My children are not biological. My husband is older and he did have 2 children when I met him. I do not make a distinction between children, biological or stepchildren. When you marry someone, you love their children, you love their situation, you love their family. So I have 2 children. Hey sis, what lip color/gloss do you use? It looks great on you. This right here. I bought this from Target. This is Vaseline Blue Seal Light Hydrating Jelly Aloe Fresh. I will link this down below. This is it. I bought a lipstick from Fashion Fair. I threw it out because it was leaking, but this is it. I don't wear lipstick. Also, do you wear any foundation to blend with your concealer? I do not wear foundation. I'm not really a makeup person. I've tried and I just end up looking like I've had a long night. I look crazy or I look like a raccoon. Literally all I wear are these 2 things. There's one more. It's the Dior 3D Lash Primer, I believe it's called, and I will link all of this down below. But I don't wear foundation. Now, I don't know if you would consider this concealer. This is NYX or NYX Professional Makeup Pro Fix Stick. And I use this for my under eye bags. And then mascara. Now, before this one, I was using the CoverGirl Clean Lash Blast. It comes in like this light seafoam green tube. This is L'Oreal Paris Big Deal. And they sent this to me. So that's why I'm currently using it. When I'm done with this, I will go back to the CoverGirl, but that's it. There's no filter on my videos. Everything that you see is me. I can step outside and show you my skin. It still does have texture, but that's it. I'm not a makeup person. What is the hardest and most rewarding part of having a YouTube channel? So for me, the most rewarding part is the community. I mean, I think I've been on YouTube since 2020, which is like for COVID. The most rewarding part is the community that I have been able to cultivate, the support. And I love when I get DMs or when I get comments saying, hey, your tips really helped me. The challenging part is people are unhinged. And I guess that's just a respectful way to say it. Some of the comments that I get are just wild. And sometimes when I look at the comments, I do like to give people grace because you don't know what people are going through. But sometimes I'm very confused at the assumptions or the conclusions that people come to based off of what I said. I think the hardest part for me, it's not necessarily that you hate my hair texture, you don't like me, you don't like my outfit, you don't agree with me. I think what I struggle with the most is when people question my authenticity, right? I did not necessarily give up, but I have not taken another contract when it comes to insurance adjusting. This is what I am doing full time. I did not take this up to sit on the internet and leave a 6-figure job to sit on the internet and lie to y'all every single time I talk to y'all. That just doesn't make sense to me, and that's just not really my personality. So I think it bothers me when people question my authenticity, right? And it's more so about you're lying, your hair is not real. When I was doing my chebe journey, every other Friday, I used to sit on Instagram and do live chebe applications. If I was lying about my hair not being mine, I think at that point, you would have been able to tell. So I think the hardest part for me is when people question my authenticity. How has your Batana oil journey been going? So I have not started the Batana oil journey yet. I'm actually going to take a break because I do actually want to go to a dermatologist because for some reason in the back, I am having some like intense itching. And then also I do want to get my vitamin D levels checked and I want to get my iron levels checked. I want all of that to be okay before I start another journey. Congratulations, Maya. Thank you. Can you please explain more about your summary with regard to the term conservative? So when you say about your summary with regard to the term conservative, I'm assuming you're talking about, and I don't remember what video it was, but I think I do remember talking about being a conservative or having conservative values, or I think in the community post it says conservative fashion. So when I say because I do not consider myself to be a liberal, a conservative, a Republican, or a Democrat, because I agree with some liberal stances, I agree with some conservative stances, but I don't consider myself to be a conservative. It's just that my morals and my values are what they are and how I was raised. However, having conversations with millennials my age and even the generation below me, it does seem like I am more on the conservative side. But when I say conservative fashion, I'm just simply talking about being covered. That's not to say that I would not wear a mini skirt. It can't be ridiculous. It was like a couple of seasons ago when Miu Miu came out with that micro mini. That's ridiculous. I can't walk around, with the bottom of my butt hanging out, right? Same thing with cleavage. I'm not going to have a shirt that you can basically see my areola or that has my cleavage just out and about. I'm married, I have children, and I'm now taking care of my granddaughter. So there are just certain things that I'm not going to wear. It's always when it is overt. It's always when it is in excess. So I'm assuming that's what you're talking about when I say that I am conservative. Because even just when I'm out and about and I see some of the things that my generation are wearing and what younger kids are wearing, it's crop tops, it's, poom poom shorts, it's really, really short skirts. So when I say conservative, it just means covered. And let me give you a little bit of context. So today in 2025, if my mother were raising me to be a young lady, I know for a fact that there would be 3 things that I would not be allowed to leave the house in. It doesn't matter what the trends are. It doesn't matter what all the other little girls are wearing, okay? The very first thing is leggings. It seems that leggings have replaced pants, but if I were to leave the house in leggings at all times, my butt would have to be covered. So some type of tunic, some type of sweater. The next thing is any type of clothing that I wore to bed. You have to get up, take a shower, brush your teeth, wash your face, and change your clothes. The third thing is going to be sweatpants or some type of loungewear. The warm-ups that are very popular, that you wear that in the house. Even traveling, you still wear the proper clothing. And let me backtrack because I love fashion. When my mother says presentable, she's talking about jeans and a t-shirt. Make sure you've washed your face, shoes, earrings, and then you leave the house. I'm not talking about dressing to the nines. Fashion is not for everyone. I love fashion, so I dress up whenever I leave the house. But presentable just means you've woken up, you brush your teeth, wash your face, you've taken a shower, and you put on clothes. They're not ripped, they're not tattered, you look presentable. Is that conservative or is that just what is appropriate and decorum? I don't know, right? That's just the way that I was raised, and I have carried that into adulthood. What's your faith background? I feel like it resonates through you. Well, thank you. So I was raised Christian. I went to a Christian Baptist church with my father, and then my husband is NOI, that is Nation of Islam. I've talked about this before in a previous Q&A video. When it comes to my spirituality, I am still learning to walk in that. But what I will say is that I did attend a conference with my husband for NOI, and that for me was the first time spiritually I felt the most at home. Will you be doing another hair journey? If so, what products will be used in that journey? So yes, I will be doing another hair journey, and it's going to be Batana. Also, pumpkin seed. Are you going to continue on your chebe journey? Have you tried the Batana oil as of yet? I believe I just answered that. Yes, I'm going to continue using chebe products, but it's not necessarily going to be a journey anymore. For me personally, chebe is going to be whatever chebe product, even if I find a new one outside of these right here or a DIY. For me personally, because I saw so much benefit using chebe, some type of chebe product is going to be incorporated into my hair care regimen. I have pulled back on the chebe powder though. It stinks and it is very messy and it is very restrictive. Are you still going to try Batana oil and do a series like you did with chebe? I am, but as I stated before, I want to get those two things cleared up before. How old are you? I only asked because you look really young, but I think I heard you mention that you have a grandchild. Yes, I do. I have a grandchild. She just turned 9. My husband and I are now caring for her. I am 36 and I will turn 37 in December. Congratulations. Thank you. Do you ever see yourself investing in a natural hair salon, one that specializes in natural? No, that's the short answer. And I've said this before, and I'm actually thinking about doing a panel with 3 people who have experienced setbacks going to salons and then incorporating a hairstylist. When it comes to our community, especially when it comes to natural hair, there is a disconnect between client and stylist. So much so that people in my comments have talked about how they will not send their daughter to a hair salon, how they have not stepped foot in a hair salon in a decade. So for me personally, the last time someone actually did my hair, because you guys know that I am now going back to my stylist from high school for trims only. All of my hair care is done in my home. It's done by myself. And then in 2021, when we got married, I washed and blow dried my hair. I had a stylist come in and she styled my hair. Outside of that, like a full service from a hair salon, I would probably say for me, it's been about 11 years. I had a setback in 2014. And after that, I got really serious about learning how to care for my hair. Currently, I do not see myself investing in a natural hair care salon because unfortunately, even with the disconnect, there are just too many stylists who are claiming to know how to care for natural hair and they don't. Thank you for your content. What is the update on your headbands, y'all? Product entrepreneurship is a different beast. So the zebra headbands, which is considered the material that we use, is considered a dead stock, and there's only about 50 of them, and I talked about this before. I really do not want to release just one headband, but one thing that I am learning when I'm, just listening to entrepreneurs is to never sit on products. So I'm probably just going to release those. We are working on the leopard headbands. I told y'all before that there is some dissatisfaction. So we have reached out to different companies and we actually found one based in Texas, and we are getting ready to send them the material for the leopard headbands. But then we were having a conversation with another company and they let us know of a company here that actually does a manufacturing and a sewing 101 course, just to make you more familiar with how your products are going to be made since you are not in the industry. We were supposed to take that last month. They canceled it. So we're supposed to take it in November. So unfortunately, I think it's actually going to be next year. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all want me to go ahead and release the zebra headbands and then we work on the leopard? But it's coming. And then also, like I said before, I know for a lot of y'all love the silk and the satin when it comes to the material for your headbands, but for your head wraps, but they typically fall off. We are currently working on a prototype to make sure that they stay on y'all's heads, and we're also working on the pattern. But that is what is going on with that. And the last question. Hello, I would like to know about length retention. My hair will grow shoulder length and break off at the ends. Any suggestions? And R. Davis, thank you for answering. And I do agree. I'm going to expand a little bit more on that because I see you say it grows to shoulder length. And this is where a lot of women struggle, whether you're relaxed or whether you are natural. What I'm going to say to you, the first question that I'm going to ask you, since you say shoulder length, is how are you wearing your hair? Whether you're relaxed or whether you are natural. If you are relaxed and you are wearing your hair right here consistently, if you are a wash and go girly, or if you are a twist out or a braid out girly, watch the type of material that your shorts, that your shirts are. And the reason why I say that is because I believe this is cotton. And if I have my hair out consistently and it's consistently brushing up against the material of my shirt and it's cotton, although cotton feels great on the skin, it can actually be very drying to hair. And you might not think about it, even if you're sitting at home or if you are sitting at your desk and you're typing, you're constantly moving your head. And when your ends are brushing up against your shirt like that, it can make your ends very dry and your ends can begin to break. So just like that person said, seal your ends. The other thing is once you seal your ends and moisturize your ends, keep them tucked. I'm not saying that you can't wear your hair out, but when you do, just be cognizant of the material. Think of like satin or silk. The other thing that I will say is that you need to, and this is what I learned in 2024 with my chebe journey, you need to catch your hair before it dries out. We know that chronically dry hair leads to breakage, and then you will not be able to retain the length that you have grown. But you need to catch your hair before it dries out. And Karen of Curl House, I will link it down below. She gave a great example of how to do that. So for me, for example, when it came to the chebe journey, when it came to the grease, I had to moisturize my hair every 3 to 4 days. And then with the actual chebe powder, it was every 5 to 6 days. You want to catch your hair before it dries out, right? So let's say we're on day 4 and I take out one of my twists, and when I'm taking it out, it feels kind of dry. That means that I should have moisturized I should have moisturized my hair the day before. The other thing that I will say is that also watch the type of products that you are using. I know when it comes to being natural, it's a journey and it is trial and error. Your favorite hair care company comes out with a new collection. When you do that, please make sure you are aware of what the ingredients are in that, okay? And then the other thing is watch out for drying agents like alcohols. Not all alcohols are bad, but we do know that there are alcohols that tend to dry out hair, and we know that Afro textured hair is prone to dryness simply because it is curly, kinky, and coily, okay? All right, y'all, so those are all of the questions. As I said in the beginning of this video, I just want to say thank you so much. Onward and upward. I'm excited to reach 100K. And if you know anyone who is interested in conservative fashion and natural hair care and hair care topics, tell them about the community. I just want to remind you, here on YouTube, I do upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday, and of course right here, I'll put my Instagram handle. Thank you so much for your support and for hanging out with me, you guys. Bye.
We always have it coming.